I come on. One. Yeah.
Me too. I need a bottle of water. Thank you. As usual, Iya Modina school is.
But like the pepper, the one.
My people. Wonderful. Ready? I can do. And this again? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Bayo. Yeah, Modinos. I salute you. See, this weather today don't be here. I don't follow the song where they say come here. Very careful this thing. Very, very hungry. Good here. Supervisor.
Welcome, sir.
Good. What do you get for here?
Well, we get plenty things today.
Very good.
Plenty. We get pussy, dry fish,
Okay.
bush meat,
Okay.
ogbono. You know, as Madam Trump, she bring plenty things. See everywhere food now. Everywhere, everything in here food.
This is very good.
But as you did today, I know go serve beautiful today.
Babas. From what are you talking about? Look, all these food where they chop for here, no be food with this. My friend, will you give me a good afang soup?
Although the people wey you dey see dey chop, so the people wey dey chop go pay. They don't pay, na they chop. If you no pay, nothing dey give you food. If you chop our food, all na so BMD, oga odo, BMD, rice, BMD, everything BMD.
My friend, will you keep quiet? What are you talking about? Do you know the special arrangement I have in this 6-star restaurant?
No more special arrangement. Our book set don full for book me down. And if you look the name now, oga odo, every day waiting now. No book me down today. You pay cash, you chop food. No vex.
Babas, which kind of insult come with this one? Iya Modina. Imagine the kind of insult do all these guys don't they kill me because they won't chop for here. Iya Modina. Can you imagine the kind of insult your girls are coming to come and give me here? Yes, ma'am.
I took God bless you. She missed left. Leave me, Odo. This my girl no do you any harm. Now dying the phone. I beg you.
Iya Modina. Say me I talk say make them give me food now. Now be the other way. They follow. Oh God. God, you see what thing that they do, you're making good for this country. There is God.
You don't know to go back home, Jare. Now you go back home, look the book. Come stand up over the corner over there. Stand up, come and read it. Since I come back from village, this book I open. Now so your name full am. Udo, BMD. Udo, BMD. Udo, BMC. Why you know this is a thing to go?
It's alright, Abasi. You see what thing they happen to your son for this world? No problem, man. Chidi. You see what thing they do?
Don't just join me for matter. I don't know what this is. And the way I see you want chop Iya Modina come out for market with your BMD. You don't say I don't agree that one.
Chidi! It is me, hold on, your brother, Chidi.
Certain time when you call me your brother. Hold on, I be your friend. I am not your brother. Let the police not carry me join you to the way you enter club.
Just shut up and keep that your wicked man somewhere. I understand your own. It's a very serious case, but I'll come back to you. It's okay. Mbara, I not say you no go do the same thing when they do for me. You are a very kind man. So,
Udo, don't call my name. Don't call my name. Walla is not a central bank. You know the fair today. Shop and pay. In a fair and shop name of the chicken. No, what Iya Modina? So chicken.
so now waiting you say go talk with this. Oh, marvelous. So now waiting you say go talk with this. People I remember say sometimes all of us know they get money or they get money for other, and all of us we dey help ourselves. So we dey help ourselves. So hold on. What?
You? Who you never help for this world? You don't ever help anybody for your entire life. Yeah, you help somebody. See, person, when they carry for back like one baby.
Shut your mouth and back somewhere. Nonsense. Anyway, it's not your fault.
Beko, nothing with the birara. Do you hear me? Udo, what do you do with your time? From morning till night. Because I have never ever seen you pay for your food in this place. Well, let me tell you, a man should not depend on other men for survival. Koda! And let me tell you, it's not my fault, so it's not my fault to live in Abuja. See if it is not convenient for you, pack your load. If you cannot survive in Abuja, pack your load and go back to your village.
God forbid. God forbid, it will not work for you as you are thinking it for me. I'm telling you. Okay, so you want me to go back to village and go and be suffering? Look, so simply because I said that people should give me food now, you are playing drama. And all of you are supporting, you are collaborating against me and with the Iya Modina's combination just to kill me with hunger. No problem. There is God. There is God. I shall overcome. I shall overcome. I shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe that I shall overcome someday.
Let me tell you, it's not by force. By the time where hunger will mama you, nobody will teach you. Before you will pack your load and go back to your village.
I will not go back to the village.
Actually, what she's saying is exactly what I'm saying.
Oh.
He who wants to eat must first walk.
Thank you.
Madam Shegi is saying the truth.
Thank you.
If you not get walking, go home. That makes more sense.
I don't like this. Even though for your status, I will give it to you. Very nice and bought. Okay, since the Bible quoted this, what did the Quran say about it? Nonsense. I said I'm hungry even for a year. No problem, I will go. Let me go. I know my friends now. No problem. It's okay, no problem.
If you don't get money,
Hide your face too. My God looks in the
hey, could I not get transport to your village?
Sir?
Are you going?
I'm going home. They didn't give me food.
Come back and sit down.
Hey, Atumba, Iya Modina don't talk and say no for a lazy one. Be happy is
We shouldn't allow him to go on. It's not right. We should be one another's keeper. Even in civilized countries and other developing countries, food is a right for every citizen.
The boy is good, even the lazy ones. If you cannot find work to do, you should go back to his village.
God forbid, I will not go back to village.
Second, I understand you. And I also do not condone laziness. But we all understand. Maybe Udo has not met his labor lot yet. Let's give him some time now. And who is there? Please, give him something. Give him something.
My friend, Iya Modina, sorry. Serve me something.
I'm going to cook meat for you.
Not all washing powders are the same. Sunlight adds bursts of freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and freshness that lasts. Sunlight 2-in-1 sensational cleaning with burst after burst of freshness. Introducing Sunlight with luxurious oud fragrance.
Really?
Yes.
Kilo day, na so walk, you dey finish. Amaka, kilo day, na so walk, you dey tire.
There's a
an easier way to get more data. Get more out of life with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now. Data is life.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Good afternoon. Everything is fine. I'm already there. Yeah, what we call it? Yes, sisters. I'm the managing director.
Yes.
The CEO. Your face is nice. Thank you very much. Thank you. I demand the time. Yeah, won't come. Our mom will not come. Everybody is fine. It's that. So, what is going on?
Okay. About no now, you want to take the order yourself. Let some of these. No, sir.
No. You are my special customer. And I must wash my hand and serve you properly.
Oh. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Just cold water for now and maybe beef. I said cold water. But now for a start, then you can give me a sorted.
Okay, everything good.
Thank you.
Hey, Asma, you are my best customer. Come on, let's go down.
My own.
No,
the same thing.
Chayo.
The same thing, yeah, the same thing.
Later.
To do your next. Is it that you're having meningitis or you're falling asleep? What to do your next?
Wait till now. Wait.
Don't be this sweet potato and bring like
You never finished with this thing. You want to talk about it?
I'm telling you.
Don't ask me to help you.
It's okay. Please, I need some private discussion.
Oh, okay.
Yes, just sit with the other.
It's all right. No problem. Thank you, sir. Auntie, welcome back. You look good.
Thank you.
Well. My friend, will you carry your car to one side? Sit down, but tell people, all of them. Nonsense.
See, let me tell you.
Yeah, don't tell me anything.
I will feel on the
Nonsense. You know your own. Oh my God, you can't go and cook. But over there, you go there.
Oh.
I love how you particularly rescued that guy from behind.
That is nothing. You see, we really need to be our brother's keeper. That is why I want to go into politics. I want to effect the change and be a good example of what a good leader should be. Truth is, I've actually worked so hard to achieve this. I will not go back to get my master's degree.
Well, that's very good, Otumba. But then again, I don't think you need all that certificates to be qualified. I mean, just basic skills are good. However, we need to be sure that there are no skeletons in your cupboards. I mean, no shady things about your character.
Nothing. I can assure you. You see, I, Otumba, semi-fairness. Otumba, my Jacoba Jenwa. I assure you. I have nothing to hide. And that is the main reason why I have asked that you come on board and be a part of my winning team, so that you can help me win this election to my situation.
Excellent. You see, people look out for a man of integrity, a man who is competent, who is audacious, a man who is fair and yet firm,
Okay.
a man that is intelligent, a leader and yet a father. With all these qualities, getting your constituency to follow you will not be a problem.
Hey, you don't do. Adumba for Senate. Adumba for Senate. Adumba for Senate. Adumba, listen. I don't listen. They listen to that is now the constituency conversation. So just see, I don't say when you declare like this, come win. Life done better for me with that. Yes.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I want to use this opportunity to introduce to you my political strategist, Lady Diana. She comes highly recommended. She's the one that has been helping me plan all the strategies that I'm using to go into the.
I like that part. She comes highly recommended. I like that one.
Hey, you're welcome. Welcome. Otio, don't tell me that you want to join politics for real.
Oh yes.
Who doesn't know them? Who doesn't know them that once they join politics, first they change phone number, then they change address, then they change car, then they change friends. Finally, our mobile police, they will now use popo and build fence all around their life.
Even some of them man will be doing con they were calling. Wait for them, let me show you.
One, two.
I know so Otumba's no go do like that. Oh yes, see when we win this election, I know say you done better for me with that. In fact, I know say the first thing we go happen be say I go talk to number one constituency. And then that time I go know say all the food where I go chop for the next in fact the whole tenure for Senate. I will take the job for Iya Modina's sister.
Shall shame me? Are you cursed with food? See Otumba. Instead of you to appeal to Otumba to help you get a better job, you are here campaigning for free food. Better go and get yourself a job.
What is wrong with this boy? Don't mind him. Let me listen to Otumba. I don't have your time. Otumba, let me advise you. I will want you to use your tenor and do better things. One, I would like you to build the road. Uso. Number two, you will build the schools. Then do things where people go to feel the touch. See, if you go to National Assembly, there are people that will be there sleeping. They will be waiting for I. If they say, if you support to say I, they will jump off from their sleep and say I. They don't even know what they are talking about.
Chidi, you got it all wrong. True. No, senators are not elected to build infrastructures. No.
So what do they do there?
They were elected simply to make laws, then put checks and balances on the executive arm of government. Then get close to the grassroots because they are the ones closer to them. Listen to them, know what their problems are. Then bring it to the house, deliberate it and find solutions.
Otio.
Yes.
Is that all?
That's it.
So why then are they collecting so fat a salary?
Big salary.
In these uncertain times, one thing's certain. We're in this together. So Clean Protect, the antibacterial detergent that removes 99.9% germs while it cleans. Because germ-free clean is the real clean that we all need. Do your best to protect your family. So Clean Protect.
That is why people like I want to go into the House of Assembly. Alright? We need to check this their facts. Ways to change it. In fact, we are going to revert the salaries and use the differences to do projects for the masses.
October for Senate. That's a nice one.
I hope you have the requirement, especially your university certificate. Even your primary school uniform.
He really does not need that to contest.
Ah.
Just his school start will do.
NTA News. When the news breaks, we mend it and present it without blemish. NTA News, authentic and authoritative.
Social media is like a big notice board in the marketplace. What you put on it, everybody will see.
One major definition of integrity is that you should do the right thing even if nobody is looking at you.
At what point do we as a people stand still and say, no, we no longer want money to become that thing that determines who we choose as leaders?
We are 50% of the population, and I really feel that it would make a lot of difference, a big boost to our development if there were more women participation.
Along a flyway, seasonally, birds migrate often north and south between breeding and wintering grounds. Many species migrate, and these occur naturally on one hand, even though out of necessity compelled by other environmental factors on the other hand. This migration carries high cost in predation and mortality, including hunting by humans. Migration is driven primarily by availability of food. It occurs mainly in the northern hemisphere, where birds are funneled onto specific routes by natural barriers such as the Mediterranean and Caribbean seas. Migration dates back to about 3,000 years. Every year, on the 9th of May, the United Nations celebrate World's Migratory Birds Day to create awareness and promote safety of birds that migrate. During flight, some birds become incapacitated and are unable to continue the flight, which explains why sometimes we wake up to the sight of rare species of birds in our compounds. What are we supposed to do should this happen? Globally speaking, in other parts of the world, value is attached to this species of bird, even though that cannot be said about most African countries, Nigeria inclusive, where these birds are hunted down either for food or sold in the market to make money.
recent genuine concerns and agitations by Nigerians about the excessive use of force and, in some cases, extrajudicial killings and wrongful conduct by means of the Nigerian police force. The disbanding of SARS is only the first step in our commitment to extensive police reform in order to ensure that the primary duty of the police and other law enforcement agencies remains the protection of lives and livelihoods of our people. We will also ensure that all those responsible for misconduct or wrongful acts are brought to justice. We also deeply regret the loss of life of the young man in Oyo State during the recent demonstrations. I have directed that the circumstances of his death should be thoroughly investigated. Meanwhile, it is important to recognize that the vast majority of men and women of the police force are hardworking and diligent in performing their duties. The few bad eggs should not be allowed to tarnish the image and reputation of the force.
There's the start and get. Promises to share up. It's up that right hand.
Hello Nigeria, welcome to Newsline. I am Becky Madujemu. By now you must have noticed that the NTA stands against rape, officially for that matter. The launch of a project to give hope to victims validates our campaign against this crime. The highlights of the inauguration and how we plan to achieve the objectives to which the project was set up will be brought to you. We have updates on some crime stories started on Newsline. Tonight, we return to the man whose father chained him down for 7 years, as well as a new angle to the allegation of rape against a blind man. Then, an intriguing occurrence of multiple births in Abuja. You are going to scream when that report comes on. Meanwhile, let's watch the news. Reading tonight is Claire Adilabu Abdurazak. There you go, Claire.
Hello, Becky. And yes, indeed, we make no pretense about our stand against rape and rapists. Hello, thanks for joining me here in Abuja. Here is the news. And President Muhammadu Buhari has formally engaged presiding officers of the National Assembly towards ensuring that the genuine demands of the End SARS protesters are addressed expeditiously. State House correspondent Adam Musambo reports that the meeting, however, expressed the worry over the accompanying violence to the protest in parts of the country, adding that the time has come to give government a chance to deliver on its promises.
The NSAS protest, which entered day 11 in parts of the country, is without doubt a trying moment for Nigeria and indeed its leadership. This is more so because violence has now been introduced to the somewhat peaceful agitation by the youth, indicating that the protesters might have lost control of the initiative. Senate President Ahmed Lawan and Speaker Femi Bajabiamila are here to critically analyze the situation with President Muhammadu Buhari and see what can be done urgently towards restoring order. After the meeting, which lasted about 1 hour 40 minutes, both the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, and Speaker Femi Bajabiamila reassured Nigerians, especially the youth, that President Muhammadu Buhari has their interests at heart and is indeed committed to the sustainable future of the country.
The essence of coming to meet Mr. President is to review the situation and see the roles that the two arms of government should play in ensuring that the demands of the protesters, the 5-point demands, are properly addressed. Where legislative intervention will be required, we are ready to move in and deal with such expeditiously to ensure that we don't waste any time, so that we address the concerns of our youth. Where the executive role is expected, we are sure that the executive will also expedite action, and we will be watching to ensure that such demands are properly met.
And I can assure you that there is no bigger Democrat than Mr. President. He gave us a listening ear that the same as he's always given Nigerians for the first time in history. Don't forget his background. He accepted absolutely everything that Nigerians asked for. It's the first time in history that, because I've heard this story that, we've had NSAS, 4 times before in our past, and that's what people are saying. And like I say, this is the first time you haven't heard it from Mr. President. You've never heard it from Mr. President, but now he said so. So let us tarry a little while. Give it a couple of weeks and see what happens.
The presiding officers of the National Assembly therefore pleaded with the Nigerian youth to end the protest now in the greater interest of all.
The protests have already yielded the desired results. First of all, they say end SARS. That was the beginning. SARS was ended not by the IGP. SARS was ended by the president himself. The president, President Muhammadu Buhari, made a statement, a presidential statement, and that will be the first time that any president will say end SARS. And SARS has ended. When you try to stop everybody from engaging in their lawful businesses, closing roads to markets and other economic places, we distract the economy of the country, and that is not the best way to go. Other Nigerians have legitimate rights to go on their lawful businesses without let or hindrance, and we cannot have that when